Welcome back. Tricked Esport facing off here against a wonderful Team Expert, and we're currently in a spot where Team Expert is up 2-0, and they're looking to close it out pretty early.
Yeah, at this point it's looking a bit rough for Team Expert. For Tricked Esports.
Yeah.
Expert doing really well, and that could be a 3-0 if Trick doesn't turn it around now.
Thorough really doing well so far here.
Yep.
Estonia in game number 1 was really impressive, just synergizing with this team as a whole. Now going into game number 3, what are you thinking about in terms of battlegrounds? I know you mentioned Dragonshire, which I think I actually would love to see Tricked Esport on, because that's a battleground that really kind of tests the limits of your teamwork.
Dragonshire, Cursed would be great as well. I would just love another Diva game.
Yeah, can't go wrong with
honest.
Diva.
Yeah.
That was actually not too crazy. Let's figure out which battleground we're going to for game number 3. Could Diva be effective on this battleground? It's going to be BOE, as Tricked Esports will be picking it up. And this is one that we've seen from both of our teams. Tricked Esports more of a style where they like to counter push the opposing side wherever they earn the Immortal, but at the other time, Expert loves to play that triple support.
Think for a second about what we just saw. We had Tricked giving up first pick in order to take the map.
Yeah.
I want to see something crazy.
They got some crazy plans set up for them.
I hope so.
I mean, this is the one where we saw them start to play the Arthas game, where they literally would just control an Immortal long enough, earn the victory, and then just counter push and push in their opponents as aggressively as they can. Will we have it being played off here? Also, I know you're smiling right now. Our stage is currently red.
Yeah, I like it.
We're going to BOE.
And guys, once again, I mean, this is new for us as well, but you can, of course, always give us feedback and also tell us what you want to see in the HGC, what you love, what you hate, at #HGC. So send us a couple of tweets, and we're definitely making sure to read through those. But I have to say, I like our new studio setup here.
I have some feedback. Only good feedback is actually allowed.
Production,
period.
just let us know. Only the good feedback, please, not the negative ones.
I think my feedback is that every time we go to a new battleground, you and I should get new cosplay.
Cosplay?
Yeah. So like if we were to go Garden of Terror, even though it's not in the map pool, you and I could be in plant costumes. We could be green.
So you're going for the Kaldor cosplay?
What?
You're going for the Kaldor cosplay?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, we can do that. I'm down with it. We'll shave it all off, and then we'll go for the green costumes. It'll look great. Everyone will know which one we're going to, which map.
You let me shave your head?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Okay.
If we're cosplaying, heck yeah.
Okay.
All right, sick. We're going to look great. It's going to be fantastic. All right, guys. BOE coming at you. I'm so excited here for our matchup. Do you think Expert's going to close it out with a 3-0?
I think the chances are definitely there. They are usually really strong on the map. They like to team fight here. In the past, they were one of the teams that ran a lot of Carrigan comps even. Not that I would expect that right now, but it just showed back then already how much they would like to team fight. So I think it's one of the maps that they feel comfortable on. Trick seems to have a strategy prepared since they gave up the first pick in favor of the map choice, which is in Europe very uncharacteristic. Most of the teams prefer to have the first pick advantage. But Trick has looked good in both games. So I think they definitely have what it takes to come back into this. But if so, then they have to really come out swinging here now.
The new Brack will be banned out here from Team Expert, realizing they don't have the first pick, and they obviously value it much more higher than Tricked. Tricked was letting it go through, and we've seen the reasons why. There is definitely a case for it. My question is, do we see the Greymane and the Vols come out first here? With this team in particular, I feel like we don't see Vol much from Team Expert, and Tricked Esport, while they have dabbled, maybe we won't get a chance to see them pulled out. Maybe they're not worth the ban.
I'm curious about that too, since, as I said, I expect Trick to have a bit of a strategy prepared here because they chose the map, so that they wanted to pull something specific off. When it comes to the bans, we've been talking at the mid-season brawl, also on Battlefield, a lot of Abathur. I'm not 100% sold on the Abathur here just yet. I think you can counterplay it. But one of the reasons why Abathur was shining a bit more was that most people were very reluctant at the beginning of the mid-season ball to draft Falstad, since they simply said, hey, with all the dive coming at us, with the Genji, for example, we can't really deal with that.
Yeah.
But Falstad is now all of a sudden back. We've seen it played a lot by Fnatic, for example, during the final. So that might be one of the potential counterplays. But we have a pretty traditional opening here. Getting rid of the Greymane just because he has the added pressure to the Immortal and then the early Uther pick.
A hero in particular that really started to jump out more too was Dahak on this battleground. More and more soaking on the left side. It used to be that Ragnaros used to do it, but this is now Dahaka's life here. Ariel will be picked up here for Tricked Esports, and they move straight into the Vala. So nice. Ariel, Vala, and the rotation, and we're going to see some mechanics pulled off.
I'm not 100% sold on the Dehaka as a super early pick on Battlefield just yet.
I think I agree with you.
I get the idea. You want to get the side soak, and your goal is usually to hit level 10 first, and then with the level 10 make a play. And ideally, soak the level 10 during, I think, the second Immortal phase, then make a immediate Z into the middle, try to get a drag, and then get the kills going. The problem is, if you miss that one play, and if you don't get the value out of it, then I think you're in trouble. If you make it and it works out, then you can snowball. But Dehaka offers a lot. I'm just not 100% sold that he needs to be as much of a high pick priority as we've seen in some of the games of the mid-season brawl. I'm not saying he's useless here. I'm just saying the priority threw me off a couple of times.
Yeah, obviously what he does makes a lot of sense. He puts you on a timer, right? You're like, okay, I need to make something happen before Dehaka becomes effective, whether it's just soaking towards level 10, gets my team up ahead, or if they come in for that drag play that you were mentioning. The threat is there, but is it warranted as high as it is? That's a question that we'll figure out over the next couple of weeks. So far, Team Expert and Trick Esports does not think that's the answer, as Genji and Varian will be their pickups.
Genji and Varian, and this is one of the few it's one of the few moments when you could actually see X-Strike being played. If you go in with the Varian and also the taunt, X-Strike can really get a lot of value. Oftentimes when we have seen X-Strike in the past, it was more so because you want to have that one moment where you can dodge in a combo from your enemy. For example, if you are up against an Uther that has a Divine Storm, if you time it right, Genji can dodge it with an X-Strike, very similar to what Illidan does with his Metamorphosis. And the reason why we see Trick immediately banning out Li Ming is because they see, hey, if Varian is being played with Genji, they might go for a blow-up comp, who's one of the best mages that can deliver fast and consistent damage. It's of course Li Ming, so you're trying to get rid of her.
For Team Expert, do you think the ban here is Tassadar, hands down?
I would say that Tassadar is definitely a very good ban for them, since we already see that Trick is leaning towards that Vala double support composition. But they can, of course, also play Vala with a single support Oriel. That also works depending on how they structure that draft now. But it would be one of those picks for Trick that would worry me personally, so I think a Tassadar ban would be really good.
It's going to be a Chen ban.
Oh.
Chen will be taken out.
Huh.
I think I'm okay with Tassadar being up simply because of variance here. If you get the taunt into an engage, even with the double support, typically you can get the fight that you want and get a kill overall. And with Chen being taken away, he was someone that we saw very often at the MSB.
Now, Chen still is an interesting ban to me. We've seen Fnatic once on Sky Temple go against Dignitas with a build where they were playing double support with a Vala and a Chen, so they were trying to just basically burn through structures. If you get a bit of a lead, maybe you could do something similar here. Expert might have played against something very similar already on the map because they banned Chen. Alex likes to play the hero, but at the same time, it wasn't really the hero that immediately stood out to me. So it seems that Expert knows a bit more about what's going on here than we do.
Well, Trick Esports will have to move into a tank relatively soon to get their engages. They have to pick something that can handle the pressure of Team Expert. Material will be a pickup for them. The stun's already for Expert. The lockdown is pretty darn insane. They definitely need also a cleanse healer, and they're going to go ahead and move into Rhaegar instead here.
So Rhaegar taken over the potential Tassadar. So we have Oriel and Rhaegar. We have Cleanse. We have the Ancestral Healing. It's a lot of healing power here. Now, for me, one of the questions looking at talents is if maybe Trick decides to go into Resurrection. We had that played on this map in a very similar comp by Expert. But before that happens, it's hammer time, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Sergeant in the house.
We haven't had Hammer in a while in Europe. See her pretty often in Korea, but Hammer being mixed in for Team Expert. Man, I feel like the last time I saw Hammer was actually from Team Liquid with Zarya combination. Zeratul will be the last pickup for Team Expert, so they're going to get there engaged. Athura hoping to show off his stealthy Protoss.
And we also, I mean, we have Detainment Strike already against it, so that's going to be interesting. But are we going to see Stitches?
For Tricked?
Yeah.
It's good against Hammer. I think there's a couple of targets that are in front line that you don't want to pull in, that Varian and that Uther, but still, if you landed there on Hammer, it will be quite devastating. But do you have the follow-up?
Yeah, I don't know. That's one of the reasons why I'm asking. I think if you go for Rhaegar with the Colossal Totem and the Earthgrass, then later on you do. I don't see it perfectly fitting into it, so I would say probably not. But it must at least have crossed their mind. But I still assume that we're going to see a different frontliner here for them.
I mean, Dehaka's still available. You can run Tyrael as that main initiator and get him on the back line. You want someone to match the Zeratul as well. What does Trick Esports pick up as their 5th pickup? It's going to be D.Va.
I like it.
All right, you get your wish here. We get another D.Va in the rotation. I do like D.Va in the hammer. You literally just Q in instantly, and then that just boosts. You boop her away, or you can literally queue up right next to her and just drop the defense matrix and say, what are you going to do? And then your 4 teammates run in, charge in, and force the engage.
Yeah, I like it too. And you can always then jump in with the Tyrael, drop a Sanctification, for example. So there's definitely a lot of tools that they have with this, but this is going to be a fun one. We have Hammer in the game, we have a double support with Vala, and we have D.Va again. So this looks like, no matter how this series ends, we had great games already.
I want to know how Zeratil's going to work here. With the Vala Oriel battery coming in, hopes are going to be up a lot. Usually you want to come in with a lot of harass and force out heals and then force in for an engage, but Oriel can pop out those heals like crazy. And then you have D.Va. And if D.Va's ever in a spot where too much mobility is used by Zeratil, D.Va just comes in, drops in her own boot, and then Zeratil falls apart pretty quickly. A Thorough is going to have to be really on point for this composition to work.
Yeah, and I can't wait for the game to start because right now we are having a pretty sick setup here. I want to see Hammer once again. So especially if you are in position in the middle and when these standoffs happen, you're in a really good spot. But as we said already, there's a few tools to deal with that. And if Alex gets another good self-destruct off like he did in the last game, that could change everything. I mean, it did so in one of the team fights. A double kill resulted in an entire team being wiped, so...
Well, we'll see if self-destruct can be effective here on BOE, especially when you synergize it with that Holy Ground. Let's go ahead and go into the third map of the day. Can Team Expert finish with a 3-0, or will Tricked eSports start to fight back?
Well, we're going to find out right now as we're going straight into our third game on Sky Temple. And at this point, of course, the big question is, will Tricked make the comeback happen, or is this going to be a 3-0? On the side of the experts. To the left side on, not Sky Temple, but of course Battlefield, my bad. We have Crosby on Vala, Remaballer on Tyrael, Alex the Frog on D.Va, Macke on Rega, and Gnappe is playing Oriel.
Team Experts to the far right. In the red, Genji will be played by Nick, Varian on Bad Benny, Zeratil will be on a Thorough, Sergeant Hammer on ADRD, and then Uther will be played by Curson.
So we have the arrow build already started on the side of Vala, heading straight into the Immortal damage. Wolf Run also for Rega. This is really one of the talents where I'm a bit on the fence. I get the positional aspects that you get with the Wolf Run here, but on this... Oh, Crosby immediately being attacked here. On this map, I just think Lightning Bond adds so much when you're talking about Immortal damage that I would probably never go without the talent on the map myself.
For me, I love the Wolf Run against Zeratil. If Zeratil even gets in his harassment there, if you're able to Wolf Run away, usually he can't follow up the auto decks and go in for a fear kill, so Zeratil has to retreat away. So I really like it against Zeratil in particular.
Yeah, I can see the point there. I feel it's just that Lightning Bond gives you so much value when you're trying to burst. So I guess if you're really that afraid of a Zeratul chasing you there, it's just with a double support, you usually have the tools to deal with it. One way or another, he decides to go in favor of it. It gives him the added mobility. Macke is actually playing Rega here, so that's also quite interesting. And so far, we are having them pushing up at the top quite heavily, which means that Tyrael is the one who has to deal with the hammer at the bot lane.
Here's one of the good things about D.Va. She really helps power and engage, but hang on here as Nick and crew comes in for a harassment on that back line. They'll be able to take out Vala, and they're looking for more kills here as they're going straight for Gnappe. Gnappe falls on the Oriel as Team Expert secures 2 kills.
Yeah, really well done by Expert. It was also a bit of an awkward moment as Alex tries to get the defense matrix into play and body blocks in the same token Oriel, so it was a really weird moment. If he stops with the defense matrix, moves out of the way, she dies. If he stays there, she has a rough time moving around him and dies as well. But Expert is opening this game up with a double kill, and they are looking extremely strong, as you said. So Tricked needs something here.
Needs something, but will they get it as Crosby is constantly under pressure here from Zeratil and Nick. The dynamic duo here of Genji and Zeratil putting up a lot of front damage, and plus, that gets really worse as level 4 talent comes online. Of course, level 7 there where Thorough can chase much more with the Singularity Spark chase. See if Church Esports can keep their Vala alive with their double support. Alex Aproji moving forward with the harassment, and they're zoning out for a small amount of time, while Zeratil intends to head to top lane and get that level 4.
Yeah, the level 4 talent would also help Trick to start the stacking on Vala's Q and the arrow. That would be really important for them. So this is actually one of the things that I'm personally looking forward to, if they can maybe just raise the Immortal here, because they definitely have a lot of tools that would help them with it. But for now, they're attempting to defend their own, trying to see if they can pick up a kill here. And nice self-destruct.
Wow.
This is a really good one. And they nearly drop Varian. Can they get the kill? Yes, they do. Well done by Alex.
Wow, they're protecting a little bit late there. from the variant. Just getting the talent as a hit level 4, but he had time to pop it out. Sergeant Hammer low on health too, and ADRD will fall. That placement of that mech, as a Thorough is getting low on health here, can Make go for the kill? He drops down the totem, he's bringing out the auto attacks, and there it is, Make with the kill.
I'm never going to say anything against Wolfrun again.
Never, ever again. There's that chase right there.
Now I see what you're talking about. You didn't mean running away from
running towards
chasing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man, it goes both ways there. Rhaegar, OP obviously against Zeratul getting the kill. But we got to shout out that D.Va placement.
Yeah.
That bomb was right in the middle, and Sergeant Hammer has a pretty big hitbox. She could not sneak away towards towers on the right side. Had to use the knockback, which allowed for the rest of Tricked Esport to chase her down and finally get that kill.
I really like what Trick just did, and they just put themselves back onto the map, and that was really well done. They win the Immortal, they also get the stacking going for Crosby, and we have them in a really decent spot right now. I'm loving this. So great play by Trick and Alex with very good positioning. It's something that Fat9294 has actually said during their MSB as well, the mid-season brawl, that if you get a good isolation and you get that bomb in the self-destruct, then you can just change the entire team fight. And that's what happened here. And now Trick is moving in, and they are about to hit level 7. It's fantastic for them. And look at this. He's zoning complete. Even if he doesn't get a kill here or anything, they still open up so much space for the rest of the team and also for the Immortal itself.
Yeah, Team Expert has to give up their anchor of a foundation that Sergeant Hammer had to pull away, and the fort getting low on health, and they are going to get it here. Team Expert behind in a talent and a fort are hurting as Trick Esports are turning up the heat.
I actually like this. This entire zoning process of D.Va seems to be really strong. And Expert is, of course, now realizing that too. They're looking at it saying like, all right, we get it. This is apparently going to be the game plan here. Just making sure that they create the space with D.Va and then take either the objective, a structure, or maybe the fight. So they need to be a bit careful here. But I still believe that Expert has the tools they need. So the dive potential of a Zeratul together with a Genji into the backline is fantastic. And if the two supports are not on point and the baller falls, then you are in a lot of trouble here. That's also one of the reasons why I could actually see Resurrect being taken here.
Resurrect possibility here for Trick Esport, and you're right, Team Expert, even when that mech comes out, if Zeratul and Genji can be together on the engage, they can actually get rid of D.Va before that bomb explodes. As long as their back line holds it well enough, they'll be in a solid spot. But for now, Trick Esports are in the driver's seat as they just group up and they keep it up.
Yeah, Zeratul is in the back, and they must know that. I mean, Mako just walked past him. Already the damage in against, yeah, nice move with the body block here by Rema, trying to go for Zeratul. Alex, once again, with the self-destruct, and everybody needs to move away. Zeratul falls to Tyrael, though, and, I mean, Trick is running the momentum here.
Yeah, they are. Team Expert, it feels like, kind of has to wait towards level 10 before they can get in the engages they want. Trick Esports controlling so well the fight. Crosby taking pressure on the left side. Alex projecting low, but remember, he still has pilot form available, so he can watch out for the escape as Trick Esport will group up and grab an experience. And here's the thing. Look at that bottom lane. There was actually pressure continuing to happen there. Team Expert is forced to clean this up.
This is looking fantastic for Trick right now. Also, with level 9 already taken and the second Immortal starting now, they have a chance of just stalling this out and aim for level 10 and then take the Immortal here. They're already starting with a race, and this is looking fantastic for Trick. Good damage output. They're going to the top, defending it. Alex being a nuisance with the defense matrix as well. This is looking solid, but Alex needs to be really careful here. Does he have the destruct? He does, actually. Moving away, but needs to still be cautious here in his pilot form. But they are able to still go straight for the mech again, and they have the halftime shot already in their favor.
Bad Benny keeping up with it. ADR walking forward and working on those auto attacks, helping out as much as he can in the fight. And Trick Esport, they can afford to be a little bit on the safer side here and vote for that level 20. 9.5 to 8 as Team Expert plays as aggressively as they can. D.Va finally poking off to the top there, working on that level 10 as well. As soon as the heroics pop up, Trick Esport is going to get aggressive. Yeah,
they will immediately. Once more up to the top, we have also Sergeant Hammer being a bit of a pain though, as we are seeing Alex moving back. But still, this is incredible for Trick, and you see already Expert moving away. They're realizing, hey, we can't win this. This is not going to work. They have level 10 any moment. If we stay here, we might fall. So there's a bit of pressure. It's already happening. They should really move out of this. I don't think that they should fight at this point. You can't get that pick before 10 happens. At least I don't see how.
Is there any fear of Team Expert straight up losing the game here with the Immortal? Hang on, has not been taking damage. We're going to have the engage happening. It throws on the left side, so is Curson. Team Expert may have gotten caught out. What were they doing?
Ethereal is down. I don't know. I think they were waiting for... The only thing that I can come up with is they were hoping to get a kill before 10 happens. It was a really risky stance they had there. If they get an isolation kill, they find themselves in a good spot. But as you can see here, they lose Zeratul, they lose the Immortal. I don't think that you can end the game here. I mean, this Immortal is going to move to the top side, so they have to go through the fort first.
Sure.
In an ideal world for Trick, they would get the keep with this, since they still have the level lead and have the level 10, whereas Expert just is on 9. This is also why they are so aggressive here, because they realize if they drop the fort already before the Immortal arrives, they have a very good shot at this. But Zeratul is trying to get XP at the bot lane, but Trick can definitely go for a keep here if they play it right.
Well, they're going to get the fort easily here before the Immortal even shows up. Destruct pops out. We're going to have Curson stun it, and ADRD will knock it away, so the bomb will be utilized and not getting any pressure out. Expert does have a throw on the bottom. He's working on that 10. They're still half a level away, but look at this Immortal, Caldor. It's so powerful.
Yeah, it definitely is. And at this point, they are really looking to get a lot of damage towards the wall and the keep, but 10 is going to hit, and then we have Experts in the spot where they can re-initiate. Alex already gets the answers, but it's very early in the fight. They're starting to move in, go straight for the boop, trying to get especially ADRD, of course, back. And this is looking like it's going to be keep number 1, but 10 is ready, and this is where Expert is going to look for the battle.
Bad Benny coming for the flank. Nick goes in with the Dragon Blade. We'll walk into a Void Prison here. Crosby's working in the auto attacks. The keep gets low, but ADRD is being zoned out.
Sanct has been used. Here's the Aegis on the Oriel. Genji with the Dragon Blade. No kills just yet, but Ethereal is low in the backline, and ADRD also has to move back here. Alex goes for him. Curson. Nice. The bunny hop over the wall.
ADRD actually knocked the bomb of Alex Aprochi into Bad Benny as well, which hurt out his health here. He's going to have to be forced back to defend here. They're going for it. The Immortal is half health, but Bad Benny comes out. And with Tommy on the field and potentially Zeratul and Genji, you do have to be careful.
I like that they move back. You get the keep, you have a 2-level lead. There is no reason to throw it away. The death timers are so low at this point in time that if you go for the core, you will have to face the 5-man of your opponent anyways. Uther was about to resurrect. So right now, I think this was really well done by Trick. They get a keep super early. I can definitely tell why they actually played this map here. It's interesting that they choose to do it being 2 maps down. Can they really start that reverse snowball?
I mean, you got to get 1 win to even start a snowball.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll see if they can pull it off.
1 win
here.
at a time.
All about that momentum. Expert not a team, though, to really worry about it so much. So they'll definitely have a long road ahead of them, but for now, they have to focus on this game. Now, Expert has taunt, of course. They have the ability to go in for an engage and get a kill. So far, eSports has stayed pretty grouped up as a team, but at some point, someone may have to peel off the Soka lane, and that's where Team Expert can start to really get to a spot where they can force fights.
I mean, the level 13 talent already is just helping them so much. The talent is great. 95 stacks also, 95 damage on the side of Vala now, so she's about to complete her quest talent. This is just going to help them even more when we talk Immortal damage. So they should have an easy time racing. And Expert has, in my opinion, no hopes of getting level 13 before the Immortal arrives. Well, I guess maybe if they take a few structures down, they have a shot.
Yeah, thinking this fort too, that would really help out.
Look at the bot lane.
Yeah, the keep is the one that's under pressure. As Expert moves in for an aggressive play, they can at least break down this wall before Trick eSport can even have a response from Expert. Now, Void Prison's up. So, Team Expert can force an engage if they choose to do so, but being behind a talent's always a risky move.
Okay, so they go through the wall, and that is amazing if they win the Immortal now. They want ADRD. They not quite... Oh my god, they actually get him! Here comes the Sanct. This is fantastic for Trick. This is amazing! There comes the Void Prison. A 4-man or Curson would have died on the Uther.
They go around, they're trying to get Ariel picked off, but they just heal on up, and with it being a 5v4, Team Expert doesn't seem to have the steam to actually go for a kill. Bad Benny on the back left is being peeled off. He'll drop the Protect at the last second, but Make and Crosby will clean it up. Sergeant Amber is here in 5 seconds, but the keep is in trouble.
Wolfrun, I've always said it's an amazing talent. He chases them down.
Caldor approved.
Chases them down and actually takes the kill here against Varian. And all they have to do now is win the Immortal. It's all they have to do, and it's a 5 versus 4.
Team Expert won't have a Void Prison for 60 seconds. You're right. This is looking very dire for them. They're going to have to make a play soon here. Lucky for them, they will have Varian up in time to force a fight around the halftime show, but for me, it comes down to one more fight for Expert. They have to get 13, and they have to go for an engage. Trick just needs to play it nice and safe and slow, and you're right, win the Immortal phase.
Right now, they could even lose one. It wouldn't matter. But this is fantastic. 13 so close for Expert. They will get it. And the halftime show hasn't started.
Just by a second here.
That just feels bad. I am 100% certain that they thought, okay, this is triggered already. Can Expert come back into this? Expert is at 2 kills. The only 2 kills in the early game. But now we have 9 kills on the side of Trick. Level 15. They can't stall out until 16 here. They should be able to get the halftime show, but the lanes are pushing. This is the one thing we can't forget. Isolation against ADRD. There is immediately the moving. Great play. Siege. I mean, this is great.
Nape just killing it right now. Detainment strikes.
I'm amazed.
Bomb comes out. Nick will be able to get away for now. Uther had to use Divine Shield on himself. Curson being burned away as Rimmer will go for the final auto attack. He secures it. At the same time, in the top left, Thuro and Bad Benny were looking for their own kills, but they get nothing.
Wolfrun is such a fantastic talent.
It's the best talent in the world.
I'm really impressed. This strat by Expert, how they, by Tricked, how they're currently playing with Alex here on the Diva is really well thought out. The momentum they had with the second Immortal was great. And they should be able to end this game with the Immortal. Unless Expert somehow finds the kill in the backline against Vala, then I don't see how they can possibly take this. It's going to be a level 16 talent fight as well for Trick against the 13 that we see for Expert. So I just see no way how this can change.
Immediately we drop the bunny hop for the very end. We're going to have Crosby staying alive because of sanctification. Does he have the heals? He's living. He barely dips by, and Nick doesn't secure it. Wow.
Crosby just moving from the left to the right to the left needs the entire time. Help! Team! Help! And somehow he stands alive, gets the shield here. Oh, and there's the kill against Zeratul, and the Immortal is already on the way to the core.
Yeah, Expert feels like it's over already.
Yeah.
And they're getting caught here. ADRD Totem drops, the Wolf Run coming in, Make helping out in the fight. Bad Baby turns around to help out the engage, but the Immortal is already on the key. Team Expert are just fighting for their health bars right now.
Yeah, they are trying to keep them away from the core, but I don't think it's going to matter. Divine Shield though, and that might be Crosby falling. Nope, double support is pretty strong as it turns out, and Crosby is surviving. Double kill, Genji falls, and so does Varian. This is going to be game. We're having Tricked eSports taking a map of Team Expert, winning it here on Battlefield of Eternity. They gave up first pick in favor of map choice, and it worked out for them.
And good for them. I feel like they needed that victory, right? Just come out and say, hey, we got a new roster. We can still compete here, and they do well against Expert on probably one of their best battlegrounds. Expert fallen victim to the opposing team, and they just could not get kills on Crosby after falling behind.
They tried really hard, but those double supports, they were just a bit too strong. But really well played here by Trick for sure. Expert, maybe a bit surprised, especially Diva zoning so much, and that gave him extra value with the Immortal as well, just simply because you could zone the opponent out as you push in, and then you have to make a choice. Either you stay and defend the Immortal, or you move back and your opponent has a free shot at the structure. That's what happened. Get the extra experience, level 13 talent advantage, and then you take it from there.
And I loved how Bunny Hop was used as a way to prevent Varian from coming in and bringing out the taunt into the engage. Every time Varian went in for Diva, because at the point it came to a spot where Expert's like, okay, kill Diva, get out of her mech, and then we can start to force a fight. Alex Proji, realizing that, just dropped Bunny Hop anytime that we had Varian charge towards him, and they couldn't do anything about it.
My favorite Bunny Hop was when he was on the other side of the wall and Uther was attempting to escape. He just Bunny Hops there and slows him down, and it results in a kill. That was pretty fantastic.
But Caldor, you have to go for the big gun. Everyone says big shot's the way to do it.
No, it's the funniest heroic in the entire game. Bunny Hop is amazing.
It is pretty darn amazing as Alex Proji shows it off. Now, we'll begin right for